also defined as something that is used, a means to help or to keep or put something in a steady position.
Right.
All right, so if you imagine yourself as you are the scale, you are the balance.
Right.
And you're weighing what is coming in and what is going out. All right, and you're looking and you're dealing with other people and you're also dealing with yourself.
Yeah.
If your balance, your scale, your sense of justice and fairness is not right, what would that do to your decision-making processes in dealing with others?
Right.
What would it do to your decision-making processes in dealing with your own self?
Right.
And then most importantly, what would it do to you when you're dealing with the great God of heaven? God help us.
Yeah.
Well, what the enemy wants to do is he wants to cause you and I to become imbalanced.
Yeah.
And so what he does is, and I'm jumping ahead here, but God has given it to me like this now, so this is where we're going to go with it. What he does is he deals with people at a very young age. The devil don't like nobody. And when I say nobody, I'm talking about children too.
Right.
And so you hear people say, as far back as I can remember,
Right.
I've always been this way. Whatever it might be. I've had a bad temper. I don't like these types of people. I don't like this gender. I don't like this color. Whatever it might be. As far back as I can remember,
Right.
I've always been this way. And so they accept that at a very young age,
Yeah.
and the balance is not there
Right.
going forward. And so God comes and he wants to deal with that soul, but it's a difficulty there because what God is wanting to deal with you and I about, we are on ourselves unbalanced.
Right.
And so then when God says this is you and this is what you have going on and this is what you got on hand, you say, no, Lord, no, that's not me because I got the scale and my scale is showing something different than what you're saying. God help us. My mother comes to deal with me and says, son, your temper ain't right. You reacted improperly in that situation. And what do I say? Because as far back as I can remember, I've always been this way.
Right.
It must be okay the way that I acted and I reacted. God help us.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
If the devil, listen, it's an imbalance.
Yeah.
We're not talking about out and out sin because we may or may not be aware of it. This is something that could have been introduced to us at a young age, and so we don't even know that it's really there. It's in the subconscious.
Right.
And then when something happens, then we absolve ourselves and we place blame on others, and we're not even aware that we're doing it because it's so deeply embedded in our psyche and our subconscious.
Yeah.
God help us. And so what God is wanting to do is, if we're light on one side, he's wanting to balance us out in that way.
Yeah.
And if we're too heavy on the other side, he wants to shave some of that off.
Yeah.
All right? And so that we can deal in a balanced way, not only with ourselves, not only with our fellow man, but most importantly with God.
Yeah.
God is wanting a balanced people.
Yeah.
And so what happens is he allows things to come your way and he allows things to come my way to show me my imbalance. It's not something that I'm doing on purpose. I'm not truly aware of it many times. And sometimes I may be aware of it. And I've just gotten comfortable with the way the scale is working. God wants to show us where we are and who we are, and he wants to help us with these things. Amen. All right. God help us. Moving forward. The question is, am I unbalanced? Let's go to Hebrews 12 and 1. Somebody, if they beat me there, go ahead and read. I'm not going to keep you here very long today, because I think the Lord is going to revisit this subject again and give me more on it. But as he gives it to me, I want to give it to you, and I want you to be encouraged to know that just because you've always been that way, or you've always thought you were that way, doesn't mean that you have to accept that that's the way it's going to be.
Right.
If it's not right, then the great God of heaven, he can fix that.
Yeah.
We don't have to accept anything that is not right about ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the good news this morning.
Yeah.
If you have something on hand that is causing you to be imbalanced, God is ready and waiting, and he's willing to help you and I with that imbalance. Ain't that good news? Yes, it is. Because we can't do anything about it. Matter of fact, sometimes we're comfortable with it and we like it. We like it because it's us. It's who I am. You ever ask somebody, why you do that? Because that's the way I am. That's who I am. I've always been like this.
Right.
We get defensive about it. Don't we?
Yes.
God help us. But is it helpful to other people? Is it allowing me to judge righteously and godly and with fairness? Am I judging others? Am I judging myself? Am I dealing with God fairly? Am I doing that? If it's not, then God help us. We need some help, don't we?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little help.
That's right.
We trying to go to heaven.
Yeah.
Now, if we just trying to we ain't trying to go to heaven, then none of this really matters, does it? But even if we're not trying to go to heaven, believe me, we're going to want to go to heaven when it's time to go.
Yeah.
So it matters. God help us. Go ahead, Hebrews 12 and verse 1, please.
Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witness, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us.
Yes.
We've read this scripture how many times? Many times. I never thought of this scripture in this way. Every weight. What can a weight do to me? So me that. What if I got the weight on the right side and not on the left side? I'm leaned off to the side.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that I'm seeing stuff right. I think I'm doing stuff right, but I'm heavy-handed on this side and I'm light on this side.
Right.
God help us.
Yeah.
Now we can't, again, we don't always know this. We can't always see this about ourselves. That's why God has to allow things to come yours and my way to show us what we have on hand.
Yeah.
If we knew what all we had on hand, we wouldn't know where to begin.
Right.
Now that's the facts.
Yeah.
But God in his love and his mercy and his kindness and his goodness, he deals with us issue by issue, day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour. And he's more patient than we ever can be because he needs patience in dealing with us.
That's right.
God help us. God is good like that.
Yeah.
If I have a weight on hand that has tipped the scales, Lord, I can bring that to the altar of prayer, wherever that may be, and I can talk to the Lord about it and say, Lord, I've been this way for so long, and I don't even remember what caused me to be this way, but Lord, I know I'm this way, and you've dealt with me on this subject before. Will you help me, Lord?
Yeah.
Will you please help me?
Yes, Lord.
I'm imbalanced, Lord, and so I need your help.
Yes.
I've seen it, and it's going to get a little close here, but it's to encourage us and to give us an illustration of what is going on. I've heard people say things like this: I don't like men. I don't like women. Children get on my nerves. All children get on your nerves? All men are bad? All women are bad? How is that even possible? I don't like those people. You fill in the blank on that. Those kinds of people, they do these kinds of things. Is that balanced? We need the Lord to help us.
Yeah.
Something happened. All right?
Yeah.
Something happened at a very young age, and the enemy introduced a thought into my mind.
Right.
And he said, you know what? You don't have to deal with this ever again. We're not going to deal with those type of people anymore. Because that's what those type of people do. See? And so then in my mind, if I accept that, because I have to be complicit, if I reject that, it will not take hold.
Right.
But if I'm unaware of this, if I can even see something happen to somebody else, and I'm looking on and I say, man, that was not right. I really don't like that. And then what the devil gonna do? Not only do you not like that, but you don't like that person. And why stop there? We don't like any of those kind of people.
Right.
Why should we? We don't have to. There's plenty of other people to like. It happens. And so we need God to help us with that.
Yes.
This is where, and see, I didn't know I was going to be getting all this. Y'all going to have to just pray for me and love me anyhow.
Yeah.
This is where prejudice comes from.
Yeah.
These types of things.
Yeah.
How is it that somebody had beef way back when, and it's way, now I got it.
Right.
Certain families don't like certain other families.
Right.
You didn't even know that other family. If you didn't know that they was from that family, you would like that person. How come you don't like that person?
Right.
Imbalance.
Yeah.
Something happened that created a snowball effect, and then now, thousands of years later, this is what's happening. This is what's, in other words, it may not be the cause, but it's keeping things going. And you think the devil ain't happy about that? He's happy about that. He wants that because he knows that he can manipulate you by that.
Right.
He'll put a little bit on that side and you'll think you'll get enough. Or he'll put too much on the other side and you're not. You see what I'm saying? You're still unbalanced. You're missing out. You're missing out. God does not want you and does not want me to have to live in those ways.
Yes.
Bring your imbalances to the Lord. Lord, make me a balanced person.
Yeah.
All right. God help us. All right, let's move forward. By the help and grace of God, y'all pray for me, all right? Because this is not something that is an easy message to preach, but it must be for our good unless God wouldn't have gave it to me. All right, temperance. Temperance, to be temperate is defined as showing moderation or restraint. We'll get into moderation later on, but what is restraint? What is that? When a person restrains themselves. Holding back, right? Holding back. Now let me go on and tell on myself if you already didn't know. I need a lot of restraint. And I've been asking the Lord for a long time to help me with restraint. You know why? Food is good. It is. And sometimes it's really good. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But let's look at it though. Moderation, balance, temperance, okay? Can I go to the Lord and say, Lord, I've been eating terrible every day, all day. I have not been exercising at all. And I, crazy as it may seem, feel sick. Huh? I feel sick, Lord, and I want you to heal me. I'm not saying God won't heal you. I'm not saying that. But God is wanting us to learn to be temperate.
Yeah.
Henry, me, be temperate. Why you got to have 5 donuts? How about you take 1 donut, cut it in 5 pieces, and eat it slow? Be temperate.
Yeah.
I ain't saying you can't have donuts.
Yeah.
I ain't saying you can't enjoy yourself. But how can I come to God if I am the cause of the problem?
Right.
My intemperance is the cause of the problem. How can I come to God and say, Lord, help me with this? And the help is right there in the scripture.
Yeah.
Be temperate.
Lord, look.
Lord, help us.
Yes.
What's the scripture say? 1 Corinthians 9. Listen, I ain't above this. Lord has to help me with this.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad, because I'm trying to make it too.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to 1 Corinthians 9 and 25. This is what the Lord is giving us an understanding on.
Yeah.
He's wanting us to understand that some of the problems that we have is because of what this is something that I'm doing.
Right.
and there's something that I can do about it. Now, if I did what I could about it, then God will obligate himself to do something about it. But if I'm not doing my part, then he could heal me time and time and time again. But I am putting myself back in the situation. Does that make sense? God help us.
Yeah.
Don't be quiet.
Yeah.
All right, what is it? 1 Corinthians 9:25. Somebody have that?
And every man that striveth not for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible.
All right, let's go through that one more time. It says here, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I'm going to read verse number 26. If therefore so run not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself be a castaway. All right, here's the situation. We are striving for mastery, so to speak, in this Christian walk. I said it before, I'll say it again. When I get to the gates, I want to see that they're already open, and I'm not going to be happy until I hear them close behind me. Mastery. You understand what I'm saying? We are not living Christianity barely. You understand what I'm saying? God is wanting you and I, as Christians, not only in body or in business or whatever it might be, but most importantly, in a spiritual way, to be all out for God, to master anything that you can master in a spiritual way. I'm not saying that we're better than anybody else. I'm not saying that we arrive to a certain place and then we're good. The only time we're good is when we hear the gates close behind us. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. But until then, we are striving for the mastery. Right. And in order to do that, we're going to need to have some temperance. Yes, it's true. Now, I'm going to switch gears just a little bit in the same lane. All right? Temperance means that if I have an overindulgence in my natural body, in my natural life, does that mean that I'm just intemperate there, or am I an intemperate person? There has to be a level of a lack somewhere in me that will cause me to have problems with temperance. In me, there's got to be something in me, y'all. Right. There's something that is there. I got to go to heaven too. Don't get mad at me. Yeah. I got to go to heaven too. And I got to do this too. Yeah. And so what the Lord is telling you and telling me is, if you have that in your life, you may not have it. But if you do have it in your life, don't just think that, oh, I'm just intemperate in this area. Think of it as intemperate and something that I need the Lord to help me with. Yes. I have a level of intemperance in me. I can move, I can grow in this area. Yes. It says, every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in most things. Isn't that what it says? What does it say? All things. All right, so I'm training. I'm going to become an Olympian in something. All right, and we'll use training as our module to bring this out just a little bit more. And so, did you know that the athlete that overtrains, he's just going to be as unsuccessful as the athlete that undertrains? That's true. Yes. The athlete that overtrains, what happens to the body? No recovery. Breaks down. Injury. Right. Demotivation. He's not going to make it. She's not going to make it. Yeah. The one that doesn't train enough, they're going to come to, they might not even make it to past the trial, but if they do make it past the trial, somewhere that training is going to show up, that lack of training is going to show up, and they're going to be unsuccessful. Right. Both of them is an imbalance. Both of them there's a lack of temperance somewhere. Yeah. They eat bad, something ain't right, all right? And so what we need God to do, because again, We all intend to do right. We all want to do right.
Yes.
Don't we?
Yes.
And there's not one person in here that don't want to go to heaven and don't want to see everybody that they love go to heaven.
Right.
And that's the way you should be.
Yeah.
Not only that, but people you don't know, you want them to go to heaven too.
Yeah.
Heaven is a place to be. Right? But if we can do it by ourselves, why do we need the Bible? If we can do it by ourselves, why do we need the Holy Spirit?
Right.
If we can do it by ourselves, why do we need trial and tests?
Right.
Why do we need repeated trial and repeated tests and grace and mercy and all of those different things if we can do it by ourselves?
Right.
We're all in, what I'm trying to get us to, we're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
You may be better than me in one area, I may be better than you in another area. Matters not. Where it's not about what we're good at, it's about what we're not good at.
That's right.
If we're not good at being temperate, God help us be temperate.
Yeah.
Help us to move and grow in that area.
Yes.
In all things, just like the scripture says.
Yeah.
Amen. All right, moving forward. I'm trying to get through this. All right, I want to touch on this and then move forward to the last one. I appreciate your time and your attention to prayer. All right, so this is something a little different. So sometimes we deal in our rights, our license, and because I can. You ever heard that?
Yeah.
Why you do that? Because I can. I can. And what you gonna do about it?
Right.
I have a right to do this.
Right.
What does the Bible say about that? Does the Bible say anything about that? All right, let's look at it. Somebody get me, if you will please, 1 Corinthians 10 and 23.
All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Just because I can do something doesn't mean that I should do something.
Right.
Just because I have the right or the license to do something doesn't mean that the time is right for me to do it. We'll read about expedient in a minute. But what we need to understand is just because it is legal, it says lawful, everything is lawful for me. So it's not wrong. And we're talking, when he's talking about lawful, do you know that he's talking about in a spiritual way? There are spiritual laws, and we can spiritually, legally do something, but he said everything, just because it's lawful, doesn't mean that what? It doesn't mean that it's expedient, and just because it's what? Somebody read that again, please.
All things are lawful for me,
Yes.
but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not.
So me as a Christian, in dealing with temperance, I need to learn, what does it say? Someone had to do something with restraint, didn't it?
Yeah.
Moderation and restraint. So spiritually lawful things that I can lawfully, spiritually do,
Yeah.
all right, doesn't mean that it's expedient, which means that it has to do with it's useful for the time that we are in.
Right.
All right, that's what expedient means. And then also there's a word called edify. Edify means that you are uplifting and you are helping your fellow man. Me as a Christian, I cannot look at my Christian walk in a singular form. I have to look at it as I am affecting others. And what it is that I'm doing, what is it that I'm doing? Is it going to be a blessing and a help at this time, or is it going to hinder somebody? Is it going to lift somebody up? Is it going to lift my fellow man up, or is it going to push them back down? Even though it may be lawful. So it's next level. You see what I mean? When we first get saved, we just want to abide by the rules. Don't sin, live right. And ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what we should be doing. But as we move forward in God and draw closer to Him, as Christians, what God is saying is, now you're not just worried about you being saved, you're doing that, Now you need to worry about what you are doing and its effect on somebody else. Even though, and I want to stress this point, it is lawful. Remember I talked about it? I got a right to do it.
Yes.
I can. I have a license to do it. But is this the time? Is this the place? Is it going to uplift or push down? Is it going to encourage or discourage? I don't live to myself. I don't die to myself. We are in this together. God help us. Amen. All right, somebody go to, if you would please, Galatians 5, 22 and 23.
But the fruit of the Spirit is love,
Yes.
joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law.
Amen. Fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith. All these things are always right all the time in every situation. The way that you know that is the end of verse number 23. It says, against such there is no law. And earlier in verse number 23, you see it says meekness, and then it puts temperance in there. These are the types of things where if you don't know what is right, then default to this scripture right here.
Yes.
Love, joy, peace, long suffering.
Yes.
All right, goodness. What else is it? Gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, and temperance. That is my position as a Christian. If I'm looking for where I should be, this somewhere in here is where I need to be. And then it says, it gives the qualifier. Against such there is no law. It's always good to be in one of these positions. All right? And so God will help us to get to this place. Again, salvation is a progress thing. It's a progress thing. It's grow as you grow as you go, and grow as you grow. You don't automatically get everything you need when you get salvation, but there's some growth that needs to happen.
Yeah.
There's some putting away of some things, and there's some putting on of things as you go along the way. And God will help us to do that in Jesus' name. All right. Let's go to the final point. I didn't get to all of what I need to get to, but time is getting away from us. Let's talk about moderation for a minute. Moderation is defined as the avoidance of excess or extremes. All right? Especially in one's behavior. Some people, all right, back that up. Everybody has a disposition, everybody has a predisposition, and everybody has personality. So I'm going to ask a question. You tell me. Is the extrovert extreme or the introvert extreme? Both? Yeah. See? I agree. I believe that both of them are on the end, either end of the spectrum. One is way out here and loud and boisterous and all in the way, and then the other one is so quiet you don't even know that they're there. I'm not condemning either one. You understand what I'm saying? What you were born with, the way that you naturally might be, or your disposition, your predisposition, that's fine. But I believe that both need moderation. Both need tempering. Both need to be balanced and come back more towards the middle. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm naturally a certain way, that's fine. I believe that my children are all different. And they came a certain way. I was there. I watched the whole process. And I tried to make sure that nothing happened that would worsen their condition or you understand what I'm saying, make them more introvert or more extrovert. I want them to be balanced so that they can deal. But only God can truly bring us more to where we need to be. Only God can do that. Because again, we get comfortable with where we are. with where we are. And I'm not telling you that it's sin. I'm not telling you that it's wrong to be extroverted or introverted. That's not what we're saying this morning. But what we're saying is, how can the introvert witness to people when God wants them to witness to people when they would be more comfortable in being quiet and not saying anything? And then how can the extrovert be quiet when the Lord tells them to be quiet when they're already done witnessing? Yeah. Stop right there. You're done.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
Both sides need to be balanced. Both sides need to get away from the extreme and back more towards the middle.
Yeah.
I thought about this when the message was given to me. And I'm gonna give you, and the enemy may be fighting someone in this way. What the devil says is Christianity is an extreme. If you're a true Christian, if you're living right, then you're an extremist. I reject that idea, and I believe that to be false.
Yeah.
The problem is we're in the middle, and everybody else is way over here or way over there.
Right.
That's what the problem is. So it seems extreme.
Yeah.
It seems that way because we're comparing the two religions.
Yeah.
One religion, you can get what sin you must sin, you can't help.
Right.
Well, then what do you come to church for? Seriously. What do you come to church for if sin you must and sin you can't help? You come to church to pay your tithes. Now, you might have a pure heart, and the Lord will deal with you with those that have that pure heart and want to do right. But those, you know that there's a scripture that talks about making merchandise of men's souls? There are people that are false prophets, that are professional. They are very good at making you feel a certain way, so you keep coming back and you're comfortable in the position that you're in, and everybody in the congregation, ain't nobody doing right. God help us. If I'm coming to church because I want to draw closer to the Lord.
Yeah.
I want to make heaven my home. I want to be more like Christ. If I call myself a Christian, then I need to be like Christ.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to be anywhere where somebody's telling me that I'm okay with whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
God help us. And the only time you get a call is when you mispaying your tithes. God help us.
Yeah.
It's like that. So we're not extreme. We are standing with what is right. Don't let anybody tell you that you are extreme. You're not. You are standing with what is right.
Yeah.
Everybody should be more like Christ.
Yeah.
Amen. All right. Philippians 4 and 5, almost done. I appreciate your time, your prayers, and your attentions.
Let your moderation be known unto all men.
Yes.
The Lord is at hand.
Amen. Moderation. Avoidance of excess or extreme, especially in one's behavior. All right. Need the Lord to help us. Need the Lord's help. Sometimes we think it's good. I'm going to say that. Sometimes we think that our lack of balance, our lack of temperance, and our lack of moderation is a good thing. For example, especially Christians. I'm all for children doing the best they can in school and doing well to the best of their ability. But sometimes we elevate our quest for education and becoming educated above our relationship with God.
Amen.
That's not right. What you end up with is somebody that has the education, that has the knowledge, and has the maybe the wealth from what comes from that.
Right.
But in the souls, though,
Yeah.
they're not right.
Yeah.
The answer is not the other extreme.
No.
Well, we're not going to just be educated at all.
No.
We're not going to, no. We need to be moderate. We need to be balanced. We need to come back towards the middle.
Yeah.
What did God say is good? Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, all things will be added unto you.
Yeah.
Yes.
What does the devil come to you and I with, the grown-ups? Well, we got to make sure that we make all the money that we possibly can. All kinds of money. If it's any type of overtime, we need to get that overtime. Because we don't know when that overtime is going to go away, and we don't know when it's going to be a rainy day. So what do? We spend all of our time. We will shortchange God on his time and coming to church, shortchange God on praying, shortchange God on reading, shortchange God on all kinds of things, because we're going to get to that when we get a chance. But right now, we need to get this money. Got it? See, I don't want to, you think I want to preach this stuff? I don't. But it's true though.
Yeah.
And we trying to make heaven our home.
Yeah.
They that will be rich will what? Fall into a snare. Fall into a snare. Lay up your treasures in where? Where thieves and what? Moths. They don't corrupt.
No.
Thieves can't come and steal.
Yeah.
God help us. So you see why we need to be balanced.
Yeah.
You see why we need temperance. You see why we need moderation. And sometimes it seems like it's a good thing. I'm the man of the house. I'm taking care of my family. And so I'm just going, I'm going. Well, I'm not trusting God to help me take care of my family. Well, God is going to be the one that's going to have to give me the strength in the first place.
Yeah.
God's going to be the one that's going to have to keep me safe from hurt, harm, and danger.
Yeah.
God's going to be the one that's going to have to keep my mind in good working order.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God, so it's going to be God anyway. So give God his time first.
Yeah.
And once we give God his time, then the steps of a good man are ordered by who? Ordered by the Lord.
Yeah.
And he'll let us know. And listen, I'm not telling you you can't work overtime. No, don't let nobody go home and say that. I'm not saying that. That's foolishness. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying be balanced,
Yeah.
be temperate, be moderate, put things in order. God will bless that.
Yeah.
What happens, what I've seen happen, people go chasing that money, that father go chasing that money, he never at home, and what happens?
Yeah.
What? He dies, what else? He loses his family. Every time they lose their family. They on their third and fourth and fifth wife. They got the money, but their health is bad.
Yeah.
You see? We need God to help us.
Yeah.
We need the Lord to help us and bless us. Listen, I'm not telling you I'm a master at all these things. If I was, I probably wouldn't be here. I'd probably be here in the gates behind you. But by the grace and help of God, I mean to make heaven my home.
Yeah.
And I want to do what God is wanting me to
Yeah.
do. If I can do that, not only can I be an example, but somebody else going to do it too.
Yeah.
And that blesses and that encourages my heart. I
Amen.
want to make heaven my home. I want you to make it too. Please pray for me. I will be praying for you. Thank you for the time.